What's up, everybody? It's Brandon from Box Office Banner and Cult Flick Symposium. I'm here to talk about The Stranger. What? Does he have early access? No, not The Strangers. What was it? Part 1, whatever the fuck it's called. Love those movies. Don't remember the exact title, but not that. And then there was that Stranger movie from a couple years ago with Joel Edgerton on Netflix. Great fucking movie, by the way, if that's your thing. Kind of slow, but you know, if you can do those slow burn builds, the movie's pretty fucking great. There's a lot of movies with this title, I'm realizing. Even as I was typing in, I was like, God damn, how many movies with Stranger in the fucking title is there? But this one, I didn't even know about it. And it takes me a further step back because I didn't know shit about this being a show either. Like, apparently, this was like a 12 episode show, and each episode was like 10 minutes long. Okay, weird approach, but does it work? I don't know. I didn't watch it in the show form, but I'm surprised I never heard about it because Micah Monroe is one of my favorite actresses. I have four actresses that are really maybe even just my favorite actors in general that if they're in it, I watch it. So I somehow missed the boat on this whole show, and the movie comes out, and apparently it's just all pieced together instead of 10-minute, episodes. It's all one long movie. So I'm clicking on this shit. I'm finding that out as I go, and I'm like, oh shit, Dane DeHaan's in this. He's supposed to be, I guess, the quote unquote killer. And I immediately have some trepidation, but then I'm also kind of excited because Dane DeHaan is the most inconsistent fucking actor I've ever seen in my mind. Like, I've seen this dude just be great. Like, I'm like, oh, dude, yeah. Like, at one point, I was like, up and comer for sure. This dude has got a bright future. Place Beyond the Pines. I really love Cure for Wellness. I think this dude has done some great fucking things, but I've also seen him in movies like Valerian, which I couldn't even fucking finish, and movies like, I don't know, like him as like the Green Goblin and Amazing Spider-Man 2. I hated it. Like, he's got a bunch of roles. Like, he's probably the most inconsistent actor to me. Like, I'm not gonna say in general. I don't want to fucking put that on him, but for me personally, when I watch him and the way he makes me feel, I'm either like, oh, let's go Dane, or I'm like, oh, let's go Dane, get out of here. Like, it's that. But I was really intrigued to see what he could do as like a serial killer. I'm like, okay, now that's kind of interesting. I think he could actually do really well with this. That look on his face, even like what he did in Chronicle. I liked him in Chronicle. I was like, this could be cool. Except, in Chronicle, he was just like kind of deadpan and he was fucking people up. I'm like, he's probably going to try to have some fun with this. And I think he'd do a good job of it. And I was wrong. This was bad Dane DeHaan. For me, it felt like every scene he was in, he does have the look. I do believe that Dane has a good look for, a serial killer or something of that nature, like a Chronicle, what he did in there. But when he's trying to be like, and I'll cut you up, da 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 type serial killer, I I thought I was gonna like it. I really did. I was like, gonna like this. Could not get into him, and it didn't take me long to realize that. At first, when like the very beginning of the movie kicks off, I don't know if y'all seen the show. I'm not gonna do spoilers for that reason. It starts off kind of like, okay, yeah, okay, Dane, I'm feeling a little bit, and then he just gets more and more progressively da 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 with the little quips and the one-liners that aren't necessarily bad. It's just the way he's delivering them just screams trying too hard. There's a fine line with this shit. People are overacting, and or sometimes it's underacting, right? But you see these people that jump into these roles, and they'll be the most interesting roles where they will pour their heart into like, and I'm gonna cut, and you're just like, oh shit, he's creepy right now. Way to go. And other times you see him go for it, and it's just like, it's just not flowing with me. Long story short, Dane DeHaan, I had to fucking harp on it because I really wanted him to kill it. Couldn't get into it. Micah Monroe, she doesn't do anything overly special here, but again, like, this girl could do anything. I did end up really, really highly enjoying her in the movie, but in comparison to her other works, it's lower tier for sure. So that doesn't help, but the movie gets points alone just for having her in it because I'd watch her do anything. It could be a movie about painting. I mean, hey, she could replace Owen Wilson as Bob Ross and paint. I'd watch it. Yeah, I'll go there with it. She's fucking amazing. I love her. Can't wait for Long Legs. It's probably gonna be dope. And then other things about this movie. I don't remember this character's name, but like the main guy, let's just call him that she runs around with in this movie. Yeah, characters are a problem here. I fucking hated him. He was cringe worthy to the max to me. Like at first he started off kind of like, okay, innocent, boyfriend ish counter. I can deal with this. And as he wore on and the more we got to know his character and some like the stands and stances he made, I was just like, okay, get this guy the fuck out of my face. He's like a bitch, but he's also not like the bitch you can like kind of feel bad for. Like, it was like more of like a heroic type of man. You can be like, come on, buddy, like let's pull through this if you were in this situation. But this is like the guy's like, you're gonna get us fucking killed. I don't like you. I don't even like your bitchiness. It just comes off as whiny bitchiness. Fuck you, brother. That's just the way I felt. Could not get into him. And I think the biggest thing, really, that as you're kind of getting a vibe now, that was holding this movie back for me, maybe it is the fact that it was a show. Like the 10-minute clips. Like maybe there's a reason they made it a show. Maybe it works better in 10-minute clips. Maybe I need to check it out like that. Although I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to do that because as you can tell, I did not get in this movie. But the flow of the movie felt kind of weird. Like it worked. It felt like a movie, but it felt like it's one of those you can't really put your finger on it. Like you're just like, maybe it's because I knew it was a show. So like I was in my own head and I was like, I haven't even watched the show version of it. And that came first. Could be more of a me thing, but the flow of the movie was kind of weird to me. And then there's one thing that I really got to harp on here that really, because there's almost like a cyber attack vibe in this movie. I won't go into all the intricacies of that, but it's that whole just thing where I can hack into shit, that type of killer thing. Don't really get into that to begin with. I mean, that's cool if like you're the brains of the operation and you can be creepy in that way when you're trying to be just like sadistic kill, like I killed all them before I killed you, and you're the hacker. Like those things don't mesh to me for some reason. And I didn't even know if I knew they didn't, but when I watched this movie, I'm just like, I'm not buying you as like this psychotic fuckhead. And then now I'm also supposed to buy that you're this like, hacker genius guy. Also, it's like you're asking me to buy too much, and neither of them's working, and it's just relegating your character just to be like, I just do not like you as a villain at all, Dane DeHaan. Not to douse my way back to that, but also what that did was a lot of times it lended itself to absurdity. There's a lot of shit in this movie, and like I'm the last guy to talk about this, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of movies that I find myself letting go of, like just, oh, that would never happen, but I'm having a good time. That erases a lot of woes, right, people? But more than anything, when you're watching a movie that has a certain vibe to it and like you're just having fun with it, or maybe it's goofy, it's not played dead ass serious, you can kind of let go of those things. But when you're already having a problem with the movie and you're like, okay, but that, and then this, and this character stuff, and this character stuff, and this is dead ass serious the whole way through. And then you're seeing those, absurdities that are just like, that would never happen. Really? That is so inconceivable. How would you think? And then it becomes too much. It starts to, wear on me. I'm not as bad off as other people with this, but there's a certain type of movie that just can't do this type of thing. And the way this movie's played, it's one of those that falls into that ballpark for me. And the ending, I didn't really like it. I couldn't get into it. I'm not going to go into deep depths, obviously, because again, no spoilers. But the way it culminated, the way it all wrapped up, I was also just kind of like, oh, okay. And that's the end. All right. And that, what are you going to do with the, okay, what? Oh, and then, then they'll, oh, right. And then he's on the, okay. Yeah. For those who've seen it, you probably, oh, he's talking about the, just keep cutting words off at the last second. So like people are like, fuck, I feel like I might be able to piece together. I don't think you can after what I just said, but other people are like, okay, he didn't like that. For those who have seen it. Yeah, overall, I could not get into this movie. Literally, like Micah, she saved it like a little bit, but I still think, I can't think. I think I got to go under a 5, people. I think I'm going to do it. I was at like a 5, but I feel like I'm giving it too much credit for Micah. And to make it even worse, like the way I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, yeah, even if, again, I could watch her literally be a painter or watch paint dry with her if she was next to me because she's just amazing. I can't really say this is anywhere near her best work. So it's like, that too holds it back. I'm going to settle in at a 4.8 out of 10. I think there was some potential here, but a lot of bad creative choices, a lot of stupidity, a lot of bad characters, and it could have been cool, but they just went the wrong direction. It seemed like every time. So that's it for The Stranger, guys. What did you think? Did you like the show and didn't like the movie? Am I crazy? Maybe I need to watch the show, even though I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing. But something about those 10-minute clips, man, ties it up way nicer. I have no idea, but I did not like this movie. I was really surprised. I had high hopes. And that's okay because I've been on a roll this year, especially lately, where everything has been fucking dynamite. To have a stinker in there, at least for me, don't hate me, people. It's okay. I'll be back with more reviews. Love you guys. Peace.